Sometimes I play games just to kill time, just to be done with the day and get to the next one, to go faster, to get through whatever it is that is bothering me and to not have to pay attention to it. Sometimes I play games to have a deep emotional experience. Sometimes I play games to connect with myself. But if I'm being completely honest, I think the majority of my game playing experiences over the course of my entire life have been to kill time. I don't know if that's the same with other hobbies. I don't think that's the same with reading, for instance. Maybe not even with movies. Social media, for sure. That is a time killer. That is its main purpose. But I think it's time to dive into the difference between playing a game to kill time and playing a game for other reasons. And what really fascinates me is when a game can be played to kill time, but then as you're playing it, it sucks you in. And you go, I'm no longer killing time. I'm now having a real experience. It's like going out for dinner and expecting it to be a boring evening, and then something awesome happens and you're like, wow, this is the greatest dinner that I've had in a long time. I'm so glad I met up with these people. I'm so glad that we all got to sharing these stories and so on. So today we're talking about killing time and what its role is in game development and gaming and enjoying ourselves and in life in general. This is Game, Develop, Repeat, and I'm your host, Chris. Thank you for joining me, as always. Some of my earliest gaming experiences were with JRPGs. Those are classic time killers. I say earliest, that's not entirely true. Maybe they're the most formative experiences. I had played Sonic before that. I'd played even Echo the Dolphin. I'd played this obscure, what is it called? Adele Down Under. It's a kind of a fish exploration game on the, was that on the Amiga? Or was that on a PC? I think it might have been on the Amiga. But I played these games before, and then we got around to JRPGs, right? We got there, and JRPGs are a great time-killing kind of a game. They tend to take up a lot of your time. Now, that's not how it was for me as a kid, though. I was pretty fully engaged, but now, when I'm playing a JRPG, a lot of the time it is the grind. And how do I explain this? When I was a kid and I ran into the grind, I was fully engaged with the grind. And you might know what I'm talking about. If you've experienced being fully engaged with the grind, you know how miserable it is. There's this feeling that you get of, why is this designed this way? This is so boring. Oh my God, all my attention, blah, blah. Because you're focused on it. You're really paying attention to the grind. Like you're really experiencing every moment of it. You're locked in. You're giving it your full focus, and it's just a grind. It's like somebody keeps asking you to solve 2 plus 2, and every time you're thinking through it completely and you're not doing it on autopilot. But you reach a point with these games where you autopilot everything, and then you're no longer fully paying attention to it, and you're kind of zoning out, and you're thinking about lunch, and you're thinking about whatever else, and now it's easy. This is actually a difficult thing in playing music. Not to draw a strange connection here, but I can't resist because of my background in music education. There's a problem that happens when you're playing music where you lose focus on the piece. When you know the piece so well, you can lose focus. But when you're playing, there are so many little things that can go wrong at any time. And if you lose focus, even the easiest piece will become a mess. Yeah, you can autopilot it. It's not going to be great, though. It's going to be just kind of, And if you want to perform at a really high level, if you want to play a beautiful lyrical song, a singing song, something that is very touching and heartfelt and not particularly technical, but incredibly beautiful, you have to be focused in on the simple stuff. You have to have a level of focus and concentration that it does not require of you. And if you bring that level of focus and concentration to a boring game, you're going to hate it. You're going to get so frustrated with it. And I suspect that this is one of the reasons why some games do not work for some people. Sometimes you'll play a game and you'll go, it's so boring, it's so boring. And somebody will go, oh, yeah, you just got to get through the grind. The other person's like, I don't even know what you mean, right? Because they're so concentrated on it. They know, they're feeling every second of the grind. Every little moment of it is fully grabbing their attention, and they're just suffering through this miserable, slow slog of, oh, I guess I hit attack next. Oh, my health is getting really low. I guess I'll heal once. Every 5 battles, I'll heal once. And there's no difficulty, and there's, right? It's dreadful. If you really, really lock into it, that's not a good experience. But we're able to focus in on a different scale. And then it is a good experience. If you're focused on the big picture goal that you're pursuing, then suddenly that grind is not about that grind. You're just working through that. It's fine. You're thinking about something else. You're focused on what you're going to get out of it. You're focused on planning for the future of the game. You're focused on the music. You're looking at other things. You're going, oh, this is cool. This is cool. What about this? This will be interesting once I do this. And, oh, I'm one step closer. And you're going, oh, I'm one step closer. I'm one step closer. I'm one step closer. You're paying attention to that. You're not paying attention to the moment-to-moment suffering of it. And sometimes paying attention to the moment-to-moment suffering of it can make it go faster, too. Sometimes it's less miserable to be a little bit miserable. Does that make sense at all? Like when you're watching the clock constantly, it's going to make everything take longer, and you're still going to be miserable while you're watching the clock. I'm having flashbacks to high school history class right now, or high school English, or whatever topic was bothering me that week, where I'm just going, can we be done with this? I just want to go home. I go, okay, I get it. Come on, let's leave. I'm so tired of this. And I remember that feeling, and I try not to watch the clock to this day, because it's like it magnified how long everything would take. It tripled it. Now, games have this beautiful, what is the word? Effect. They have this incredible thing that they do where they make time go quick. Even in the most boring drag of a system, Final Fantasy VIII's draw system is pretty rough. That goes pretty slowly. It is almost perfectly balanced to make you feel every second of your existence. You feel yourself aging while you're going through and drawing from these enemies over and over and over, trying to get to 100. You got to click through the menu, and then you set it to memory mode, and you're like, this isn't actually that bad, because you can autopilot it. But it really, if you're not on memory mode, it is really designed for suffering. It's very painful to go through. But even most games, even if they're having a bit of a dull, dreary, over and over again kind of a situation, they still accelerate time. They still make time go so very quickly. And then you look at the clock and you go, oh, it's 3 a.m. And I swear I only just started this round of Civilization, but I guess I should go to bed after one more turn. Right? There's that compelling feeling of, oh, this won't take me long. Oh, this won't take me any time at all. And then, whoops, there goes an hour and a half. And how good does it feel when that happens while you're working on your game development? Time going quickly while you're playing a game or reading a book or what have you is one thing, but time going quickly while you're working on a project is a whole different feeling. That sense of flow, that sense of accomplishment, that sense of absolutely ripping through something. When you reach that moment where you are consistently making progress, where you are flowing with it, where you're noticing every little detail, but it's zooming through, and you're just focusing on the important parts, and the little things are taking care of themselves, and you're not getting stuck on any walls, and everything is just going smoothly, and you're pretty smart. And every once in a while you go, oh, there's a little hiccup, and I cleared it. There's a little hiccup, and I cleared it. There's a little hiccup, and got it. That's a beautiful feeling. And there's something extra special about it. There's something about it that just playing a game can't give you, because it's not manufactured. It's not set up for you to succeed. You are figuring this out. You are getting through it entirely through your own means, entirely through creative energy. You're making something, and you're making it from scratch, and nobody has ever gone here before. It is untouched territory. The map is not yet drawn. Even if it is in some way drawn, you're finding your own way. You're making your own map. And it's a beautiful thing. And burning through time like that feels so good. But the problem is, most of the time we get the Final Fantasy VIII draw system experience. Most of the time we get that feeling of, how can I move forward? Oh my God, I have to do this again and again and again and again. I just have to keep fixing this bug. This bug keeps popping up everywhere I go. Why isn't this fixed? I just have to keep dealing with this mundane, weird, bureaucratic system for uploading my game through this thing, and it should be easier, but they have to do this, and I have to get these images in exactly this size. And oh, my pixel art is off by this much, and I just have to go through all the files and adjust it. And can I automate this? I don't really know how to automate it. And you get stuck in these things where you go, well, the easiest way is to just grind this out. So I'm just going to spend an hour and a half doing this repetitive thing, because otherwise I'm going to spend 5 hours researching this whole thing for a one-time use case. And maybe you do spend 5 hours researching the thing, and then you go, oh, it's going to take me 10 more hours to implement this. I better just spend an hour and a half. Or maybe you learn from it. Depends on how useful the skill is going to be in the future. Could be nice to have. These moments when you can't escape the incredible level of awareness of what you are going through, where you have to focus completely in that staggered way. They're what makes work painful. They're what makes work difficult, and they're what makes work powerful. The people who are willing to get through those moments get to the treasure on the other side. They get to those flowing moments. They get to those beautiful times when everything is just ripping through. And all the time, even if, let's say you don't get one of those nice flow state moments where you don't get this smooth, incredible, delicious experience where you're just ripping through your game development and getting everything done and feeling like a genius. You just have a hard day where you're aware of every second of the clock ticking, and you feel time latching on to you and slowly tearing you apart. That day, at the end of the day, you look at what you did and you go, that's a hard-fought accomplishment, and I got there. There's still a pride in it. There's still a joy in it. There's still a beauty in it, even if it is way more frustrating. And those are the days that are hard to get through when you're making a game, when you're making anything, when you're even just going to work at your 9 to 5. Those are the days where you come home and you go, Jesus Christ, why am I doing this? Why am I dealing with this? This is so horrific. And it's hard not to really let it get under your skin, but it's an important skill, I think. It's extremely valuable to be able to just go, yeah, some days are brutal, even when you're working on something that you love, even when you're working on your favorite thing, working towards your dream, spending time with people that you love. Any one of these things can be brutal. Sometimes it's just a difficult go. Sometimes it's just a hard day, a hard week, a hard chunk of the work that you love doing. Even the greatest games have those moments where you go, God, I wish there wasn't a water temple. Why is there gotta be a freaking water temple or a water level or a water, anything. Please just stop doing difficult water puzzles. I don't want to drown. I don't want to deal with this. My character moves slowly. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. And then somehow you play Subnautica and it's like the greatest game ever made. You're like, okay, I guess water's not the problem. What is the problem? There is always going to be that moment. Now, back to, I feel that I've gotten a little off track of my core idea, which is burning time, wasting time. Not wasting, but ripping through time. I mean, we're still talking about it, but there's something about it that I'm not quite nailing down. And that is that it seems bad sometimes to me. I put kind of a value judgment on burning time. If I'm playing a game and I'm just ripping through time, I'm just going, oh, let's just pass the time. It seems bad to me somehow. It seems like either the game is failing me or I am failing the game, which, by the way, I think there's... this is a whole different angle. This is a whole different conversation for a different day, but let's just put a pin in it. Let's just make a note of this. You can play a game incorrectly. You can play a game the wrong way and not enjoy it. Now, I'm not saying that there is a correct way to play every game. What I am saying is that you might be capable of enjoying the game and you might approach it wrong, and you might have the wrong mindset, and you might be in the wrong place for the game, and you might have the wrong environment. You can play a game wrong. Just like you can develop wrong. You can do all sorts of things wrong. Just because you're playing a video game doesn't mean, and it's going poorly, that doesn't mean it's the game's fault. Sometimes you're not holding up your end of the bargain as the consumer. For instance, if you're playing a game with tons of microtransactions, you've made the mistake of buying a game that has tons of microtransactions. That's playing the game wrong, and that you are playing the wrong game. I'm sorry. I'm on a kick with this. I don't like microtransactions for the most part. There are reasons. There are ethical ways to do it, I guess. There are reasons for it, but I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the $60, $70 game with like the $15 cosmetic microtransactions that it seems like they don't actually need, but it's just a profit margin thing. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Where was I before I decided to get sassy? Oh, yeah. Burning time. It feels bad somehow. It seems wrong. But then when you're doing it during game development, when the time is just ripping past you because you're focused, then it feels right. And when it's ripping past you in a game because you're enjoying it, then it feels right. There's a subtle distinction. There are times when killing time is bad, and there are times when you go, my God, the time flies when you're having fun, right? The old classic cliche, time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, it does. And then we force time to move forward when we're bored by going on freaking Reddit. What is that? What is that? We need a phrase for that. Time flies when you're having fun, but then it also flies when you're just like, what is that? Addicted to something, skipping through something, doing horrific things to yourself. I mean, think about all the things that people use to kind of pretend that they're having fun so that time can fly. It's like, oh, I'm scrolling through Reddit. I'm doing drugs. I'm watching this show that I don't even want to watch. I'm just doing whatever I can to make the time go by, to force the time to go by. There's something, it's like the dark side of time flies when you're having fun. And there's this line there. And I wish I had a better understanding of it. And I wish that I could really express that rather than just implanting the idea in your head. But unfortunately, with how improvisational this podcast is and how little time I have currently, this is as far as I got with this idea before presenting it to you. There is a deep joy in time moving quickly and a deep darkness in time moving quickly. And I don't know if those are coming from the same place, if that makes sense. I don't know if they're coming from like the same emotional spectrum. Like when time moves quickly in a bad way, is that coming from fun and there's just guilt involved? Or is it coming from some other feeling entirely, just a zoning out a sort of a zombification of yourself in order to make yourself not notice time. And time doesn't really move quicker. You're not really engaged with it. You're not zooming through it. You're not racing through time. You are stagnant and time is racing past you, if that makes any sense at all. But when I'm developing and when I'm creating things and I'm having a good time, I am either climbing through the wall of time, ripping through it, and lengthening my lifespan by just remembering every moment of suffering that I'm experiencing while trying to make this thing, or it is a race and it is thrilling and I'm going downhill and I'm dodging things that could hit me and I'm just catching things and having the most perfect timing and balance and speed and going faster than I've ever gone before. It's one or the other. When I'm gaming, there's another option of time racing past me while I zone out and don't really enjoy myself. But every once in a while, I go in looking for that, and then the game grabs me as it's running by, and it goes, "Oh no, you're running, buddy." And it pulls me into an incredible, beautiful, inspiring experience and pulls me out of that zombification. Because let's be real, by the time that I open up a game to go zombie mode, something has already put me in zombie mode, I think. Maybe not always, but a lot of the time. So it's really cool when a game can pull me out of that. I think that's what I've got here. Let's wrap this thing up. I've got 2 questions for you. First one, what game do you love that makes the time fly by? And then, how does that feel? Is it a good, you know what I mean? Like, how much do you like that? Is it, what makes it so good? What makes it so enjoyable? Maybe you can find something in there that informs your own game development. What is it you love about it? Do you want to make a game that makes the time fly by in that way? And then the other question is, what game drives you crazy? Or what little part of a game makes you go, oh my God, can we please get a move on? This is miserable. Come on. For me, the miserable one, Final Fantasy VIII draw system without the memory mode on, of course. A game that makes time fly by. The first thing that pops in my head is actually Super Hexagon, which is weird because it's so incredibly engaging, but so incredibly time ripping, I guess. It just zooms through the day, but it's good. You know, I'm really zoned in the whole time. It's not like the JRPG kind of burning time. It's the I'm deeply engaged sort of burning time. So what are those games for you? One that's super engaging, hopefully in a positive way, or in a bad way, you know. Super engaging is different from burning through time, but you know, one that makes the time go by quick in a good way, and the one that really slows down time, maybe in a good way too. Oh my God, we didn't even talk about that. The briefest mention of this, there are games that slow down time in a good way, that relax you, that pull you into a beautiful world and go, hey man, stop for a second and enjoy this. My God, games play with time so much. They're so good at manipulating my emotions. Is this why I love games? Because they can pull every single lever in my mind, and I can just pick one to pull whatever lever. Is that where this is coming from? Let's not dig into that. Let's just wrap this episode up. Thank you guys and gals. Thank you all for joining me today. This has been Game, Develop, Repeat. Why am I doing a different outro than normal? I'm your host, Chris. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Until then, get out there, make some stuff, and have fun with it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.